What is your greatest strength? What makes you unique? Why should we hire you? What makes you stand out from the other applicants? These are the different versions for one of the most popular questions asked in the interview. This question is considered to be one of the favorites among the hiring managers and also the job applicants who has prepared well enough on how to answer this question with an authentic example. Because a good preparation makes it easier for the applicant to convince the manager as to why he is the right fit for the job, which in fact helps the hiring manager in the process of making a decision on whom to hire. So let us first understand the reason behind asking this question. By asking you about your strengths, the hiring manager is trying to figure out two important things. Number 1, he wants to know if you are realistic and you are aware of your strengths. For example, if you are good in content writing, then of course you should be aware of that. Similarly, if you are good in public speaking and you are always appreciated by your manager, your colleagues, your friends, then you know that talking in front of a crowd is your area of expertise. So before you attend any interview, it is always important to make a list of your strengths relevant to the job and to analyze how you are unique compared to your friends or your colleagues. If you don't feel that you have a clear sense of your job related strengths, then you are missing a big opportunity to stand out from the rest of the crowd, and you become one of those applicants who lack self-awareness and hence you don't do well in the interview. Remember one thing, when asked about your greatest strength, don't pretend to be a jack of all trades and master of none. Rather, talk about your specialization which sets you apart from the competition. Number 2. By asking you this question, the hiring manager wants to know if your strengths are relevant to the job you are interviewing. Make sure the strengths which you are talking about is completely aligned to the job, because the hiring manager wants to know if your expertise is relevant to the skills needed to succeed in the job. For example, if you are interviewing for a Java developer role and when asked about your greatest strength, you say that I can bench press 300 pounds, or I am good at painting and I have won numerous awards during my school days, or I am good at event management. So this kind of answers are completely irrelevant and serves no purpose for a Java developer role. So how exactly should you answer this question? Now before explaining the right way to answer this question, let us discuss 6 simple things which you should keep in mind. Number 1. Be prepared with at least 2 to 3 greatest strengths. Most of the times the hiring manager wants to know about just one of your greatest strengths, but sometimes he might also want to know if you have any other skills which makes you different from the other applicants. In that case, be prepared with a couple of your greatest strengths. For example, one of the strengths you might talk about could be a hard skill, like your technical skills, industry knowledge, training programs, certifications, etc. Another strength could be a soft skill, like your leadership skills, adaptability, work ethics, etc. Number 2. Be prepared with relevant examples supporting your claim. For example, if you are interviewing for a sales manager role and when asked about your greatest strength, you can't just end up saying, cracking deals is one of my greatest strengths. Or in case you are applying for a software testing role, then you can't just complete your answer by saying, I am good in writing and executing test cases, because this responsibility falls under the work profile for most of the software testers out there, and it won't make a big difference if you claim it to be one of your greatest strengths. Rather, you can share relevant examples backing up your expertise, which sets you apart from the other software testers. Number 3. Keep your answer short and sweet. Don't stretch your answer to more than a minute or 2. This will only be one of the many questions that you will be asked in the interview. So keep it short and precise. Of course, if the manager wants to dig deep into the conversation, then you can narrate your answer accordingly. Always remember to be confident and maintain an eye contact with a subtle smile while answering this question. Number 4. Don't shy away. Many applicants are introverts and they don't want to talk about their expertise, which makes them unique. If you are one of those people, then please understand one thing. The hiring manager won't hire you if he is not convinced that you are the right candidate for this job. And in order to convince him, you have to talk about the skills which you have mastered without any hesitation. On the other hand, make sure you don't sound like you are bragging about your strengths. Number 5. Don't be arrogant. Don't blame your present employer, the manager, your teammate, or anyone while sharing an example with respect to your greatest strength. For example, don't say that while working on an important deadline, I had to step up and lead the team because my manager screwed up pretty badly. It was only because of my leadership skills we were able to deliver the project on time. Number 6. You should know when to use the STAR interview technique. Sometimes, rather than asking you a direct question to know about your greatest strength, the hiring manager might frame it in the form of a behavioral question. For example, he might put it across like, tell me about a time when your team was in a difficult situation and you had to lead the team. Or tell me about a time when you had to interact with a difficult client and what did you do? So make sure to use the STAR technique to tackle questions like this. STAR technique is considered to be very effective to handle any behavioral question if used wisely. I have already made a video on the STAR interview technique. I'll share a link in the description below. Please check it out after watching this one. So these are the important things you should keep in mind before dealing with questions related to your greatest strengths. Now let me share a couple of examples on how to answer this question in the right way in different scenarios. Example 1. You are interviewing for a QA team leader position and the hiring manager asked you what is your greatest strength. Now let's say the night before the interview you have prepared well enough for this question by jotting down few of your greatest strengths relevant to the job, and one of your greatest strengths is leadership skills. Since you are interviewing for a team leader position, then why not prioritize your leadership skills and talk about it so that the manager finds your greatest strength completely aligned with the job you are interviewing. However, make sure while talking about your greatest strength, you are completely honest about it, or else you will be caught in the follow-up questions. So your answer could be, one of my strengths is my leadership skills. I have always been a natural leader. With over 2 years of experience as an assistant QA lead and over 3 years of experience as a technical lead, I have been promoted twice in the past 5 years. My experience working with cross-functional groups and making sure that we all are on the same page through candid sessions with my team, one-to-one meetings, weekly follow-ups, conducting training programs, and productive team outings has helped me receive the QA Team Leader of the Quarter award thrice in a row. Example 2. Let's say you are a recent graduate and you are interviewing for a junior software developer role and the primary skill for the job is C++. So you can begin with, one of my greatest strengths is my passion towards backend development and my all-time favorite is C++. During my bachelor's degree, I implemented different projects in C++ like camera calibration systems, active counter models, handcrafted features classification, and also an automated C++ memory manager. To improve my bachelor notions, I even attended classes on computer vision and high performance computing, where I worked on a couple of projects in C++. So in both the examples which we discussed so far, our main objective is to answer the question by keeping the specifics of the job in mind, so that the hiring manager gets an idea that your greatest strength is one of the skills which is a mandatory requirement for the job you are interviewing. So these are some of the simple tips which you can try while talking about your greatest strength without being shy or bragging too much about it. I hope you got some insight from this video. If you liked it, then please give it a thumbs up and also let me know if you follow a different approach which works for you. I would truly appreciate if you can share your feedback in the comment section below, as it will help me analyze the quality of my videos and I can work on areas that needs improvement. Also, please consider subscribing to my channel and press the bell icon to get notified when I post a new video. So until then, goodbye and see you all in the next one.